Good afternoon, boys and girls. I am here, Mrs. Disidore, to read the 4th and 5th grade read aloud of Skellig. Okay, so far we know that Michael is in a new house, okay, in that beat-up garage in his backyard, which they think they're going to tear down at some point or it's going to fall down on its own. But inside that garage is some type of man living in there. And Michael has gone in there, even though he's not supposed to, and he's had conversations with this man. He's talked to him. And he doesn't really know. He's calling him a man, but he's not sure. He kind of throws up his food, and it comes out as this ball of some sort. He's given him food. He's arthritis of his joints. His joints really, really hurt him. So he's trying to help him out. He wants to tell people about it, but he doesn't. He hasn't told anyone yet except for that stranger on the bus. And he wasn't really listening that well, that man. And then there's also a girl in his neighborhood that he's meeting, and her name's Nina. Okay, so that's where we left off. And, we also know that his baby sister, the doctor, comes to their house often to check up on the baby because his baby sister was born too early. So he calls him Dr. Death, the doctor. He doesn't really like him because he smells like smoke and I don't know. Okay, so we're on chapter 12. Dr. Death was there when I got home. He was in the kitchen with Mom and Dad. He had the baby on his knee and he was fastening her undershirt up. He winked at me when I came in. Dad poked me in the ribs. I saw how flat Mom's face was. "It's this darn place," she said when Dr. Death had gone. "How can she thrive when it's all so dirty and it's such a mess?" She pointed out the window. "See what I mean? Stupid toilet, ruins, stupid yard." She started crying. She said we should never have left our old house on Random Road. We should never have come to this stinking, derelict place. She walked back and forth in the kitchen with the baby in her arms. "My little girl," she murmured. "My poor little girl." "The baby has to go back to the hospital," Dad whispered. "Just for a while, so the doctors can keep an eye on him. That's all. He'll be fine." He stared out the window into the backyard. "I'll work harder," he said. "I'll get it all ready for when she comes back home again." "I'll help," I said. But he didn't seem to hear. We had bread and cheese and tea. The baby lay there in a little carrier beside us. Mom went upstairs to put together the things the baby would need in the hospital. I put the skeleton picture on the table and looked at it, but couldn't concentrate on it. "That's good," Dad said, but he wasn't looking at it properly either. I went up and sat on the landing. I watched Mom throwing undershirts and diapers and sweaters into a little suitcase. She kept clicking her tongue and going, "Ugh," like she was mad at everything. She saw me there and tried to smile, but started to click her tongue again. When she was finished, she said, "Don't worry, it won't be for long." She leaned down and put her hand on my head. "What are shoulder blades for?" I said. "Oh, Michael," she said. She shoved past me like I was really getting on her nerves. But when she was halfway down the stairs, she stopped and came back to me. She slipped her fingers under my shoulder blades. This is my favorite part of the quote. It's my favorite quote of the book. "They say that shoulder blades are where your wings are when you're an angel," she said. "They say they're where your wings will grow again one day." It's just a story, though, I said. A fairy tale for little kids, isn't it? Who knows? But maybe one day we all had wings. And maybe one day we'll all have wings again. You think the baby had wings? Oh, I'm sure that one had wings. Just gotta take one look at her. Sometimes I think she's never quite left heaven and never quite made it all the way to the earth. She smiled, but there were tears in her eyes. Maybe that's why she's had such trouble staying here, she said. I watched her, wondered what she'd said if I told her now about the man in the garage. I didn't tell her. Before she went away, I held the baby for a while. I touched her skin and her tiny soft bones. I felt the place where her wings had been. Then we went in the car to the hospital. We went to the baby's ward and left Mom and the baby there. Dad and I drove back to Falconer Road. We sat in the big empty house and looked at each other. Then we went back to painting the dining room walls. I drew a skeleton with wings rising from the shoulder blades. I looked out the window and saw Mina sitting high up on top of the back wall. Oh, that was my favorite part, the baby, so the baby's back in the hospital. But I love how the mom said that people have said that your shoulder blades, which are back here, you know, when you go like this, that they are where your angel wings were, and when they'll grow back again when you leave Earth to heaven. I just think that's sweet. Oh, and you stop there for chapter 13. So he sees Mina. The baby's back in the hospital, and Mom, have you ever had that happen to you when someone's really upset and they get angry at you even though it's not your fault? I know I do that with my kids sometimes. Sometimes if I'm upset over something, I'll just kind of take it out on them. I'll get mad at them even though it's not their fault. That happens a lot. I'm sure you've had that happen with your parents or even a brother or a sister. So it's just part of who we are. So it seemed like Mom did that to Michael because she's upset that the baby isn't doing well and they have to go back to the hospital, and she's worried. And so she kind of barked at him and yelled at him and then came back up the stairs and sat back next to him. Kind of probably felt sorry for doing that. But that's a common thing when someone's going through something like that. So we left off. You saw Mina. Okay, so we'll see if they grow a friendship here. I'm thinking they are going to. They bring her up a lot in this book. So I'll see you tomorrow for our next chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.